Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Oh, what's going on? Is it even working? Something's going on. Just getting started. 1, 2. 1, 2. I think we are live. Are we live? I'm live. Are you live? Welcome. Monday, March 10th, 2025. I am the BBC. Welcome to Cycling Zwift. Keeping fit, I chat while I cycle. Today we are doing the Zwift Big Spin, but before we get started, I'm going to tell you what's on schedule for today. When I cycle the bike, I chat while I ride. We're doing the Zwift Big Spin, so there's a chance to spin the Zwift prize wheel at the end of a group ride. The group ride today is called the Jurassic Coast. We'll be riding through Watopia. There's some dinosaurs to be spotted. So as we're going round, we do a bit of sightseeing, spot some dinosaurs, some other features in the Zwift. I will talk to you about, well, I'll tell you about the Zwift screen, the setup, what all these crazy numbers mean and what it's like to be doing this indoor cycling. Music in the background, questions in the chat. I respond to all questions. If you want to shout out, say hi. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black Cyclist, cycling through 2025. Let's go! But before we do go, I'm going to actually show you how you can customize the Tron bike. So I'll show you how to customize the Tron bike to get the multi-toned colored wheels. I'll do a little bit on the Zwift menu at 5:30, so in just over 12 minutes the Zwift Big Spin starts. So I'm already in the pen ready to go, so we'll jump over to that. I'll do some riding. It's about 20 kilometers, just over 200 meters of elevation, and at the end of it we'll see if we can get the coveted BMX bike. It's kind of like the same color as this screen above, like green and pinks, and oh, it looks awesome, and it should be quite fun to ride it. So shall we get started? I'm a little bit breathless already. What's going on? Okay, so this is the Zwift main menu, and we've got the Zwift Big Spin here, so I'm just going to click into it. As you click in, when you first get started, it always gives you a little bit of a blurb about what's happening in the event. So I'll click the event here and we can see exactly what is in the hand. Pause the screen if you want to read it rather than me reading it for you, but it tells you the different stages that you can unlock. This is stage 2, so it's the 80s, so it's like an 80s theme. We'll be dressed in bright, vibrant 80s colours. Yeah, looking pretty cool. And then the ride, so it's Group E, so it's a ride for everyone, standard. The Jurassic Coast, it's 1 lap, 19.7 kilometers or 12.2 miles, 212 meters of elevation, so not too climby. I'll do a ride summary at the end, telling you what I think about this ride and roughly how long it will take, and I'll try and give you that information based on whatever level of riding you are. But it's a relatively, I call this a relatively flat. There might be a couple of slight climbs, but nothing too taxing. Okay, so that's the event. To come back out of it, just click back there. Sometimes in events, you'll also see different ride categories. So you'll have anything from A all the way down to E. E is like a general. They do gender-specific rides as well. So some events have women only. But typically, pick a ride that's either at the pace you want to ride, or just select the ride category that you want to be in. But Zwift will tell you that automatically. So I'll start waffling at this bit. Press to start the ride. So you start any group ride in the same way. So here we are, we're in the pen. There's currently 200 people in the pen at the moment. You should see me. I should be somewhere near the front actually, because I joined a bit early. So while you're in here, it's just like the holding pen. If you was riding normally, you're at the start line, waiting to go. Yep, there I am there, about 3 or 4 rows back. There's my afro. And you can actually still change the views while you're here. You can either use the keyboard, so you can press the numbers on your keyboard. I have a little mini keyboard that I've just put a magnet on the back, and I just have it on the top frame of the bike, just for easy access, so I can control my stream and anything that I'm doing in Zwift. So there's 9 minutes left, so you can warm up the legs while you're in the pen. Another reason to get in early as you start doing your Zwift. Welcome to anyone who's just joined. So I said I was going to tell you how you can customize the Tron bike or the concept bike to get the multicolored wheels. So you can see that guy in front, you can just see about 2 color cones. So what you need to do when you're either in the garage, you can do it from the bike menu. So let's go to menu here, and then you'll see garage or garage, depending on what part of the country you're from or what part of the world. And then we're going to go over to frame. In this section here, it'll list all of the bikes in your garage. So you can see there's the concept bike I've already selected. And if I just scroll down, you'll see the different bikes that I've got. So I've got a few selections: gravel bike, mountain bikes, TT bike, a few bikes that you get from completing certain routes. There's a recumbent bike there as well. And then you'll start off, bear with me. Okay, Google, turn off big fan. I don't need that fan on just yet. I've got my fans on timer, so as I start riding, it will kick in after 10 minutes. So, we're going to go, we're already on the concept bike. So make sure you've got the concept bike selected if you are looking to change the wheels, change the colours. And as you pedal, you'll see it will light up. So I'm not quite right here, it's just pink. I need a little bit more. So what you can do as you're pedaling, you can grab the slider and kind of just adjust it. So you see I've got 2 colours now, and you can see you have it in a few various places. So let me just start pedaling, and as you go down the colour section on the slider, you'll see the colour kind of splits between the 2 colours. So as long as you can match it up in between the splits, so there's one here like a light blue and a darker blue. There's another one here between the blue and the like purple lilac. And I kind of like this setting here, so you can kind of almost see it by lining up, and you can just fine tune it, check it by just pedaling, because as you pedal more power, it makes your wheels light up. So I'm not quite aligned here. That's what I want, pink and blue, that'll do me. And you can adjust it to have it slightly brighter or not. So that's how you customise to get the dual colours on the Tron bike. Or you could have a solid colour if you want a solid colour, but I like to be a little bit different. And then of course if you want to, you can't change the wheels on the Tron bike, it's just standard, but you can customise everything else. So I've got the Vise one at the moment. But you can customise jerseys, your socks. Although when you are in a group ride like this, it will put everyone in the same jersey and bib shorts. The only thing you can sometimes customise, like eyewear, headwear, shoes and the socks. So I'm good to go. I mean, we're rocking the 80s. I'm going to jump back into the pen, start spinning the legs round, get myself nicely warmed up. It's Monday. I do like to do what I call zone 2 into zone 3 on a Monday. Take it nice and easy. I'm not looking to stress the legs out too much. Get nicely warmed up. So that takes us nicely into how you want to structure your cycling. Whether you're new or if you are intermediate, seasoned. I guess the seasoned people don't need any guidance or advice from me. But if you're new to cycling or you're just looking to increase your fitness, try to start with an idea as to like an average or a minimum cycling that you're looking to do a week. And I think as a minimum, one's fine, but not really something that's going to give you a lot of progression. So if you are going to start at 1, you do want to be looking to build that up to doing at least 2 rides a week. Ideally 3 rides, and you want to space those out, maybe 1 or 2 days in between if that's possible, so you're not doing it all in one go. So you give yourself a chance for some recovery and work at the same time. And those 3 days don't have to be solid hard workout days. You could also split it into thinking, well, if I'm going to ride 90 minutes in a week, you could do that as 3 rides of 30 minutes. You could do like a 50-minute ride and then 2 35-minute rides, split it up. So I'd say set yourself a target. If you're going to do 3, then you want to be doing 2 minimum. Sometimes things happen, work, life, family, other commitments, but you can always make it up the following week. So that's probably the simplest tip to give you in terms of like cycling and your cycling load. The most important thing really is to make it fun, and I think this is what Zwift does. If I wasn't using this Zwift app, I probably wouldn't be motivated or inspired to jump on the bike and ride facing the wall or facing the mirror in the gym. I mean, I don't mind looking at myself, but I'd rather be entertained or engaged by the vibrant scenery of things happening in Zwift or riding with other people. So even though I'm on my own, it's a group ride. There were currently 577, 79, 82. There's nearly 600 people already online. So I reckon we might get, I don't know, I think we might reach 800, maybe even close to 1,000 riders before we get started. Each rider, pretty similar to myself. They'll have a similar setup, a bike on a turbo trainer, the Zwift app running on either a phone, tablet, laptop, PC, Mac. Heart monitor is optional. And if you look at the top of the screen, so top left, you will see the power in watts. So that's the power I'm putting out in my pedals. Below that is the heart rate. I say it's optional, you don't need a heart rate monitor. And then to the left of that, you can see the RPMs. So that's the rotation of my pedals going round. If I slow my rotation down, you see, it's dropped down to 70. And if I speed up, there you go, 95, 94. So that's your RPMs, that's your pedals going round in a circle. Below that, you'll have my average power once I get started. And you can also see the calculation it's done for me. If you've ever heard people talk about watts per kilogram and it sounds confusing, don't worry about it, just pedal. You can look on the screen and it will tell you what your watts per kilogram are. And it's basically just a calculation of your weight in kilograms divided by the power, and that's what gives you that number there. So you can see here, while I'm pedaling at around about 108, 100 watts, you can see my watts per kilogram is about 1.4. So when you are selecting a group ride, if you know that you ride at an average, let me get up to 140. This is like the lower end of my zone 2. So you can see here, 1.6, 1.7 watts per kilogram. So I'd want to be picking either a robo pacer or a group ride that's within that range. Anything higher than that, anything that's above 2.5 is probably going to be too hard. Not say that you can't do it, but you'll be maintaining that pace for a long time. If in doubt, try a pace partner and just see which one makes you more comfortable. The important thing is to get riding, enjoy it, and see how it goes. I mean, no one's watching unless you're streaming like I am. So, we will be getting started in about 40 seconds. I'm going to get a hydration. Tunes are on. Mic is on. Whew. I think I'm good to go. So I'm going to start the Garmin. I should have started it earlier. And this is stage 2, the Zwift Big Spin 2025. I am Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist, cycling for fun through 2025, sharing my experience, chats and banter while I cycle. Questions in the chat, live on replay. Let's try them on a BMX. Let's go! Now, for some people, it's a race, so you'll see some people really speeding off at the start. As I say, for me, this is just a zone 2. It's my first ride of the week. I did do a ride on Sunday, and all I'm looking to do is really get the body warmed up, give it a little bit of a prime for the work that I plan to put it through the week. I'm also doing one of the Zwift training plans. Welcome, Tim. Thanks for joining. Do you reckon I'll get the BMX? So I made sure that I did one of these rides yesterday, because I know you're unlikely to get it on your first spin. So well, if I do at least one spin on Sunday, when I do live on Monday, you never know, I could be like getting the bike on the second spin. What do you reckon? If you think I'm going to do it, make your guesses in the chat. How many spins do you reckon it will take me to get the BMX? Oh, so Tim said I have to race for it. Somehow though, I think Tim's just trying to lure me into riding a bit harder, which is all good. You need some motivation. One big spin so far. Yeah, I did it yesterday. It was a London route. I think I earned the visor, which I'm probably wearing right now. It's the same visor. So currently, I was right, there's just over 1,000 of us riding the Jurassic coast. Check out these pools just to the side, like sulphur lakes. So we're riding through these Zwift Watopia countryside. You might even spot a bear eating honey. If you spot an animal or anything interesting, pop it in the chat. Let's talk about it. For now, let's see if we can spot a yellow rubber duck. Prizes to be won. BBC credits. Spend them on anything your imagination can conjure up. Let's go. Coyo had it free. What, he had the bike 3 times in a row. So keep your eyes peeled, people. You might see something interesting swimming in one of these lakes. Top 200 will go again. Oh, can we do 1,200? I think we just passed it on the right. Did you spot it? So you've also got this little colourful ribbon in front, if you're wondering what that is. So that's a little chart to tell you the intensity or the steepness of the climb we're currently on. And you can see the percentage, which tells you the gradient. So right now you can see it's blue. Blue is easy or easier, and it's downhill now, more than 7%. So as long as you keep pedaling, you should maintain your speed and your pace and keep with the rest of these riders. Just gonna do a ride on my phone app. So that's me giving a thumbs up to all the other riders who are around me. As I say, this does make it a lot easier riding in a group event. It also can keep you not just motivated, but it can be that little additional push you need to make you work a little bit harder, you know, keep with a particular group. So a slight climb now, 5%. Attack the climbs. Oh look, there's the BMX in front, can you see it? So we know what the BMX looks like. I mean, I'm not sure what the speed of it's like, or whether it can even super tuck, but it does look cool. 6%. There's a few like up and down hills now. Nothing too hard. Okay, Google, turn on big fan. Thinking, why am I getting so hot? Woo! Ah, yes, if you can get a fan and you don't want to spend over £100 on a smart fan, just get any fan, put a smart plug on it, and you can control it with a smart plug. This feels good. I do like this route. Interesting scenery. Some ups and downs. Some nice sections for recovery. They're like the downhill sections. Oh, Tim's got himself some Zwift Play. So the Zwift Play is like a steering feature. You clip it onto your handlebars, and it allows you to steer. And it also has some other functionality where you can activate things like power-ups just from the controller. I might get some, if the price drops to something like really stupid, I'll add it to my Christmas list. Would you recommend the Zwift play buttons, Tim? Have you tried them out yet?
Right on.
Garmin says I'm 0 baseline. Bit of a downhill here, so I tend to get a little bit of recovery on that little mini climb we've just had. Oh, you can't use it until the weekend. Okay, so Tim's away. Oh, talk about new deliveries. So I finally managed to purchase a graphics card for the PC build, and it's just off camera to the left. I've installed Windows, got it all set up. I just need to install some software, then I'll be streaming from the new PC. I'll probably still run Zwift from this laptop and just capture card from this laptop to the new PC, so I'll be able to do lots of screen transitions, and I won't have to worry about my laptop crashing. I built a really powerful PC, like a gaming spec PC, but for content creation and streaming. All for you guys. Right, bit of downhill, just what I need. Woo. Yeah, so 1111 riders. It's a popular one today. Come on, we want to get the BMX. Let's get the BMX. I want to relive my childhood. On a rally burner. What was your first bike, Tim? Nice pace repair. I mean, my graph is like a bit multi-coloured, so you can see the graph just over here. And that's a reflection of the effort that I'm putting out. So it's similar to what you can see with the gradient graph marker. Ideally, I'd want it to be a solid colour, but when you've got hills, ups and downs, it is likely to be jagged, like a colourful rainbow. I should be on the other cyclist, so getting some drag. Did you see the bear fall out the tree? Did you see the bear? More downhill, so when your legs are starting to feel a bit tired, the thing is, you always know that for every hill you climb, there's a downhill to enjoy. And here it is. If I was going 56 kilometers an hour and I wasn't surrounded by other cyclists, or I was at the front of a group of cyclists, I would then go into the super tuck. It's like a super aero position. So there's a bit of a climb coming up now. You can see that orange hill up ahead. So I'm going to prepare myself, grab some hydration. There's a bit of carbs in there as well. Take a few deep breaths, shake off, get ready for this climb. I'm just going to go at a constant pace, high cadence. I'm going to stay about 95 to 100. And I'm just going to try and maintain this pace all the way up. Heart rate's currently at 150 and climbing. Take nice deep breaths. Get the oxygen fuel into my lungs. There'll be a downhill bit at the end, so it's all good. If I had a power up, I'd probably use the feather power up right here. So I'm gaining quite a few places here. This is where you can really attack, as Tim will always point out. Attack the hills. Whew. About halfway up this hill. Heart rate 167. I want to stay below 170. Nearly there. Full of energy. Fourteen and a half kilometers to go. And we've done half of the climbing so far. So as you're coming up to the, I call it the gate, we get a chance to get our power up. So if it gets to power up time, we've got a choice of Aero, Feather, XP, Draft, and one more. Forgot the other one. I'm going for, oh, okay. It's giving me a XP automatically. No, get to power up. On this ride, it's only giving out XP. I'll take the XP. XP is the points you earn, which you can then use to spend on drops, like bikes, wheels, so you can customise. So we've done the climb, 14.2 kilometres left. There's a nice downhill section here now. If you was racing, you'd probably want to be still sprinting here, get some speed, but it's also a chance to get some recovery on the downhill. You don't want to let off too much. Try and stay with a group if possible. So even though I'm spinning my legs, I'm spinning lightly, taking in deep breaths, grab some water. This is called recovery. So your legs get a bit of a breather. You get a chance to flush out some of that lactate acid that's built up on the muscles. Fix your position, and I'm going fast enough now. Let me just pick the speed up a bit. Try and get to 56, see if I can super tuck. You can see my kilometres ahead in the middle of the screen, but I can start pedalling, and the incline or the decline, top right of the screen, you will see just above to the right, you will see the percentages of the gradient. So it's -3, which is the right gradient to go super tuck, but I'd need to be going 56 kilometres an hour. But you can see I'm still moving. So if you're struggling, don't pedal on the way down, just use it as a chance to recover. 13 kilometres left. See, that climb was worth it because now you're enjoying this downhill. We spotted a rubber duck. We spotted a bear trying to get honey out of a tree. And now if you look just ahead, it's a Diplodocus. We have reached the Dinosaur Valley. Welcome to Jurassic Bike Park. So there's so many things just to keep you engaged, interested. See if there's any more dinosaurs. Maybe we might even spot some flying dinosaurs. Oh, there's one on the move. Might be a T-Rex. It's huge, look at the size of it. Load of over there in the water. There's one having a little munch from the tree. Yes, there's a pterodactyl. I think this is better than Jurassic Park. one running in the distance. We're so lucky it doesn't cross onto the cycle lane. Got to be on the bike to be in the bike lane. I'm with this bunch of riders. I'm going to settle in here now. Ride with these riders. Enjoy the draft. I spoke about draft and drafting in a few previous videos, but let's go over it again. So in cycling, there's a position called being in the draft or drafting, and that is when a group of cyclists will ride in a bunch or in a line, similar to how we are here now. Now the person in front is going to be hitting all of that wind, so they're breaking through the air and they're hitting all that wind. So anyone else who's behind them in the group is going to be shielded from that headwind, from that wind. It's called being in the draft. So it's the most efficient place to ride in cycling, like where we all are now. Now Zwift helps you maintain that by giving you little clues. So if I ease off slightly here, as you start to fall off the draft, a little indicator will come up on the screen saying close the gap. Here it is. You can see the distance. It will go up to about 4 meters. Then you're out. So if I just pick up the pace a bit, so I can jump back in, and you can see it slowing down, drawing down 2 meters, 1 meter. So I'm on his wheel or her wheel. The only thing is though, if you go to the very end rider, it's easier to fall off the end again. So I like to try and get into the middle. I don't want to be right at the front unless I'm taking a pull. Now taking the pull is where you will take turns in sharing all that headwind, because the person in the front is going to be having to expend a few more watts than anyone else behind. So if there's 2 of you riding, everyone's left you and you've still got a long ride to do, it's like common courtesy to take turns just rotating. There's no point you both having your own individual hard effort. So we share the draft. We're all in optimal position here. Now this section here is lots of ups and downs. I'm like on breakdancing. Cyclist breakdancing. I refer to these as rollers because they're up and down. These can zap your energy sometimes, but as long as you're keeping a constant pace, use your gears, strap up and down to make it easier, and just keep flowing. But we're still pretty much travelling downhill, so it's an easier ride as we draw to the last 10 kilometres. My heart rate's a little high. I'm going to try and bring that down. Taking a few deep breaths, focus on my riding, trying to conserve energy. So a little bit more about the Zwift screen. So you can see middle of the screen, top middle of the screen. There's my speed, 39, 38, 37 kilometers per hour. And we're going to go across towards the right. 9.2 kilometers, 9.3. That's my distance traveled. The 158 is the meters of elevation. We have 217 to do in this group ride. So there's not that much climbing left to do. And you can see the total elapsed climb. We've been going for 19.5 minutes. And I'm just out of the draft again. You can see the indicator helping me get back into the draft. So it's important to not overshoot. So as you start to draw near closer in the draft, just adjust your effort so you can slot in at the pace of the group. And your whole ride will be that little bit easier all the way through. Okay, so over to the right, where you can see I'm currently position 984. Above that is the map that shows you what's going on, the route. And if you want to know where you are, I'm the tiny little orange beacon, slowly moving up the map. And just below that, you can see there's like a green section with another orange circle with a white triangle. So that's showing my relative position on the route. So you can see we're about halfway through, and you can see there's pretty much mostly flat, couple of slight troughs going up. It's only one lap, and there's 9 kilometers left. So below that you can see the riders. I'm currently in position 986, 985. And the number across to the right, 1267, that's the total of riders who are riding in this event right now. And when it's a roll call of riders in that list, you'll see me with the blue highlight just over my shoulder here. There's my country flag. You can see the distance that I've travelled. You can also see my current watts per kilogram. And just to the right, so like just here, you'll also see like a time indicator, and the time indicator will tell you the distance in seconds and minutes that you are to the rider in front or behind. So in a race situation, especially if you're looking to bridge a gap, you can kind of tell how far the people are in front. And also if you look at their power that they're putting out, you'll be able to tell what effort they're going. So if let's say for example, I've been dropped, but a group ahead are like 10 seconds in front. And I'm thinking, can I put some effort in and bridge up to that next group? I'd look at their watts. So let's jump ahead in this chart here. Look at that. So Lortini, 2.1. I'm currently doing 1.4. So if I can't get up to the pace that they're doing and more to obviously catch them, then it's probably not worth me going for it. But if people ahead are going at a pace that I'm comfortable with, then yeah, absolutely. Seize your moment, drop a gear, take a swig of energy water, drop the box, and bridge the gap. And in hope that when you get there, it's not a massive hill to climb. You might need a bit of recovery. So time it right. But right now, we seem to have found a really nice group to ride with. Everyone seems content at going this nice, like a zone 2 pace. We're going at about 1.5, 1.7 watts per kilogram. For us, it's not a race, we're just enjoying the ride, getting through. We'd have the spin wheel at the end. We see what prizes we can find. Right, all this talk, I want to hear about you. Like, so anyone watching, tell me what brings you to my live channel, or if you're watching on the replay, what is it that's brought you to this channel, that's interested you in this video? Did you stumble across it? Are you researching because you want to get into indoor cycling? Are you looking for tips and tricks? Let us know in the comments. If you have a question about my setup, my riding, anything bike related or fitness related, you can pop those in the chat. Once a month, I'm going to be doing a live ride, a group ride, where it's open. So as long as you've got a Zwift membership, you can sign up to the Black Cyclist Zwift group, and we do a ride like this. Doesn't matter whether you are a new rider, old rider, easy rider, super racer, doesn't matter how much you pedal, we'll all stay together and we can chat, enjoy the ride and just have some fun. And on to another subject. If you're here and you're enjoying the content, you like what you hear, what you see and you want to see more, there's a button somewhere down there, about there I think. If you'd like to press it, that will subscribe you to my channel. Doesn't cost you anything, but it's priceless to me because it shows me that you enjoy these videos and what I'm doing is having an impact, and I can keep doing it. And if you like the video even more, share it with your friends, family, colleagues, anyone who you think could benefit from either laughing at me suffer and telling bad jokes, or just being a little bit inspired to jump on a bike. And if you're localish to me, and you know a young person who doesn't have a bike, but would like a bike, I do collect old bikes, do them up, and I like to give them out to people who need a bike. No conditions, no test. You just, you know, have to have a, you know, want a bike, but haven't got one or can't afford one or can't access one. I've got a few girls' bikes and some boys' bikes ready to give away, and I'm always collecting old bikes and doing them up. So that's just me giving back for cycling. I love cycling, and I just like to share my passion and try to get as many people cycling and sharing my passion as well. Right, that's a ramble. 6 kilometers left. We're in position 1027. Oh, this ride's been so good, so fun. I've got both fans going. Energy levels are quite top actually. It's hot though. Woo! Make sure you get yourself a fan or 2 or 3 if you are looking to cycle in Zwift. I've got plenty of other videos that talk about my setup, fans. Check them out. There's a playlist here somewhere, maybe above. And I've also tried to match my socks with the Zwift socks as closely as I could. You know, you've got to be coordinated. Coordinated on Zwift, coordinated IRL. Oh yes, another downhill bit. So we've gone through some interesting terrain. See the size of that bird there, it's huge. Is this snow or is this sand? We're gonna go for another gate. It doesn't look like it's given us optional power-ups. So I'm going to guess for an XP, and I feel confident I'm going to get this one right, 100%. Oh, no, okay. Ah, my confidence was too much. It's the Aero power-up. So it's just not flashing, it's just going straight for the power-up this time. So we're going to have to get early next time. So the Aero power-up, when you fire that off, it makes you 10% more aerodynamic for the duration of the power-up, which lasts, I think it's between 10 and 15 seconds. So use it if you want to sprint for the line. It's going to give you that slight advantage. Or if you just want to breathe out, it's also going to make the effort a bit easier for you as well. Let me show you. Here's the Aero. Should we time it? 5. Okay, so it's 15 seconds. I was Aero, but for no real benefit apart from a slightly easier ride. Some more downhill, 4 kilometers left. We really have gone through some interesting terrain. There's a stag on the mountain little to the side. Dinosaurs, albatross, pterodactyls, bears. I don't think we get to drive through a water tunnel. We might be able to see some sea life. Heart rate seems to have settled at about 150, which is good. I've got so much energy. I'm glad I rode on Sunday, but I think I had my warm-up on Sunday. Should we do an overview of today's ride as we go into the last 3.5 kilometers? So today's ride is the Jurassic coast. It's a tour around Watopia's coastal routes, heading into the mountains from the countryside. see some sulphur lakes, some wild animals, into a Jurassic bike park, spot some dinosaurs roaming about, down the coastline towards the beach. At the end, 270 metres of elevation, plenty of downhill for any bit of climbing you have to do. You will get a little bit zapped towards about three quarters in, or about 2/3 in, once you climb up to the steepest part of the climb, which goes for around about half a kilometre, and the gradient is going to be an average of about 6%. So you can put it into like a high gear, spin the legs, make it easy, or drop it into a low gear, wind it out. But just remember, while you are feeling it on that climb, you can enjoy the downhill. And you don't need to pedal on the downhill, you can just roll. That is where you'll get your breath back, which leads us into this last final quarter section of this ride. Still mostly downhill, some slight ups and downs. But we're coming up now, we've done 200 metres of elevation. There's only really 15 metres of climbing left, so this last little section might be the most of it. We've been riding with a group, enjoying some drafting. 2.5 kilometres left, then we get to spin the wheel. And let's see, let's cross our fingers and hope to be getting the BMX. We'll keep riding anyway, through all the stages, doing as many of these rides as we can. And then we'll probably ride the BMX through as much as March as possible. Or maybe we do our Monday rides on the BMX when we get it. Mondays are for BMXing. What do you reckon? Maybe I'll let you pick on one of the rides. Pick my bike, pick my route. Is the weather changing, or are we just under such a thick canopy through this forest? So yeah, so all in all, Jurassic Coast, it's going to be a slightly harder ride than picking something like one of the flatter routes. So as a beginner, it might be something that's a little bit too challenging for someone who's new to Zwift and cycling. Not to say you can't do it, but just be prepared for some efforts on the hill. I'll probably try a few of the flatter routes when you first get started, but if you're looking for something that's interesting, giving you lots of scenery to look at, animals to spot, there's quite a few changes actually in locations here. And I say this last quarter, we're pretty much all downhill. So all of the effort that you'll burn on the way up, it's a gradual downhill ride with only a slight climb like the one here now. This should be the last one. And by the look of it, I'll be finishing this in under 40 minutes. If you're gonna ride slower, maybe you are a category D rider, you're probably finishing that in 50 to 70 minutes, about an hour, just over, just under. And of course, if you're stronger, you could probably do this in half hour, maybe even 25 minutes if you're racing. Not me, that is way above my level, but I ride for fun, not for reward. Well, just kudos really. Maybe a few likes, some subscribes, and some questions in the chat to let me know you enjoying it. Yeah, this is what I do Mondays and Thursdays, live at 5, streaming from my wattage cottage on my Wrigley bike. on a Diretto X turbo trainer. Just trying to get fit. Spread the word. So you can find all of my data and stats online. My Strava's public. You can see my ride history going all the way back to 2010 actually. I wasn't using heart rate monitors or parameters back then, just like distance, route and time. My Zwift power. You can see my total Zwift history since I joined in 2020. And if you want to follow me in Zwift, you can just search for me as Ken Dizzle Black Cyclist. Follow me here. Find me on Twitch, Ken Dizzle, with a 3 for the first E, so K3NDIZLE at Twitch. And I will see you at the next ride. We're going to get a Powerup. We're going to get a Powerup. Okay. Feather. 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 Oh, it's a draft. There's my total ride, 19.6 kilometers, 36 minutes. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. Thanks for joining. I'm on the spin for another 10 minutes and cool down. And if you're with me later this week, I will see you for Thursday's ride live at 5. Thanks for watching.